Hello and welcome back to In the Kitchen with Matt. I am your host, Matt Taylor. Today I'm going to show you how to make a chocolate magic cake. Since I love chocolate, I had a suggestion to make a chocolate magic cake. And why is it called a magic cake? Because once it bakes, so just using one batter, once it bakes, there's 3 different distinct layers of cake, which is really cool. It's like magic. Really easy to do, simple ingredients, only 6 everyday household ingredients. If I can do it, you can do it. Let's get baking. Down below in the description box, I'll list all these ingredients and their amounts. Now we want to preheat our oven to 320 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 Celsius. Then we're going to take our 1/2 cup of butter and melt it in the microwave just until it's nice and melted. Once our butter is melted, let's set that aside. And now we want to separate our egg whites from the yolks. And so you'll just take the egg, give it a good crack, open it up halfway and just let the yolk stay inside 1/2 the shell. Move it over to the other half, back and forth like that until you're left with just the yolk in there, and we'll put that in a bigger bowl. Put the egg whites in a separate bowl. Awesome. Once we have our 4 egg yolks separated from the whites, I'm going to set these egg yolks aside. And now we want to beat the egg whites until we have stiff peaks formed. Alright, see that? You pull it up and see how that peak is formed and it just stays there? That's what we mean by stiff peaks. That's good to go. And then we take our 4 egg yolks and we're going to add 1 cup of white granulated sugar to them. And then with our mixer, we'll just blend that together. Just mix until it gets light in color and nice and creamy. Now let's add in our melted butter. Make sure that it's not hot. Give it a good little mix. Just until it's incorporated. We don't want to overmix it. And now, let's add in our flour. This is 1/2 cup of flour, not very much flour. And 1/3 cup of cocoa powder. Let's sift that together. You want to use a sifter or a sieve because you can get some clumps from your cocoa powder. We don't need the mixer anymore. We want to just fold in our dry ingredients with a spatula. Just kind of go underneath it and over. And once you get all the dry ingredients incorporated in, let's add in our 2 cups of lukewarm milk, about 1/3 of it at a time. Again, folding in our mixture with the milk. And you're going to notice that this batter is a lot more runny than you might expect for a cake batter to be. And then at this point, you can just kind of stir it together. Folding's not going to do much. We just don't want to use the hand mixer because we'll overmix it. Rest of that milk. Alright, once the milk is incorporated, we want to take our egg whites and we want to fold them in about 1/3 at a time. Just kind of break up the egg white a little bit and just fold it in there. Put the rest of the egg whites in, fold them in. All right, we are just about there. Just folding gently. You may have a few little tiny egg white clumps left over, and that's totally fine. Okay? Now we take an 8x8 baking pan, and then I sprayed the bottom with kitchen spray, or you could use shortening, and then put in a piece of parchment paper, and then sprayed that as well. Let's pour in our batter. And now we are gonna bake it for 50 to 60 minutes, and we'll check it at 40 minutes. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna have it nice and set around the edges and a slight jiggle in the middle, and that's how you know it'll be done. And when it comes out of the oven, it'll look something like this. There'll be a slight jiggle to it when you move it. Now we wanna let it cool to room temperature in its pan, and then after that, we're gonna put it in the refrigerator for 1 to 2 hours. It's important to do that before we cut into it. All right, I took it out of the fridge. It was in there for a couple hours. Now I'm just gonna pull up, take it out of my pan there. Came out really nice and easy. And that's what it looks like on the other side. And then to finish it off, come in here with some powdered sugar. And you are ready to go. And there we have it, chocolate magic cake. Really easy to do. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm Matt Taylor. This has been another episode of In the Kitchen with Matt. Thank you for joining me. As always, if you have any questions or comments or requests, put them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thumbs up, down the corner, push it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. Take care. Time for me to dive into this. Oh yeah.